So we know that what you learn in this course will apply no matter which kind of code you write. But of course, you might know that there are a lot of patterns and principles out there. Some specific for a specific programming language, some specific for a specific framework, and some specific to a specific programming paradigm. How are these patterns and principles then related to the idea of writing clean code? Should you always follow them all to ensure that you do write clean code? For this, it is important to keep in mind that clean code is code which is readable and easy to understand. That is the main thing you have to keep in mind when writing clean code. Now, all these patterns and principles out there are focused on ensuring that you write code which is extensible and maintainable. Of course, there is a connection. Of course, if you follow these patterns and principles, that can help with writing clean code. On the other hand, if you name things poorly, if you format things poorly, if you have functions which are super clunky and messed up and hard to read, you can follow all these patterns and principles and you would still not have clean code. So this course really focuses on what makes up clean code, not on all possible patterns and principles you could learn. Of course, there are some which matter a lot when it comes to writing clean code, and I will therefore cover them in the course, but some other principles are not as important from a clean code perspective. And there's one other differentiation I want to dive in, and that would be clean code versus clean architecture. We can also make a differentiation here. Just as with the patterns and principles, of course there is a connection. But clean code is really about writing, guess what? Clean code. It's about the code you write. Now, a clean architecture is about how you structure your project, how you separate your entities, how you store your data. It's, in the end, you could say where to write which code. Do you use dependency injection or not? These are questions you ask yourself when thinking about a clean architecture. And that's a different thing than clean code. And clean architecture also depends a lot on which programming paradigm you're following and which programming language you're using. With clean code, we focus on single code snippets, single files, you could say. With clean architecture, we focus on the overall project and how to model our data and how to distribute our code. And this course, therefore, is about clean code. We'll not focus on things like the repository pattern or anything like that, because that is not really related to clean code. It doesn't matter where you access your database, for example, from a clean code perspective. From a clean architecture perspective, that could matter, and you should therefore then take a dedicated course if that is what you're primarily interested in. This course will focus on clean code.